Alright, for those of you who are unaware, Elon Musk has made some changes over the last few days in regards to Twitter, in regards to, I think it was to address, bots on the platform. I don't know. Let's take a look at this. Now, this is something that Elon Musk sent out yesterday in the time of this recording. To address extreme levels of data scraping and system manipulation, we're applying the following temporary limits. Verified accounts are limited to reading 6,000 posts per day, unverified to 600, new unverified to 300. And, here's the thing. Now, obviously this says temporary, but people have been freaking out about this. They think it's terrible. I believe, Twitter is dead, and RIP Twitter was, being was on the trending tab for all day yesterday. It has since gone away. The talk about it has died down. But it's just a bad move. It's just a terrible move. Obviously it says temporary. He's just doing this to combat the bots, I guess. But I think this is a bad, I don't know, just probably crack down on the bots instead of doing all this shit. I don't know why, but this feels like a really bad way of doing it. This doesn't feel like it's on a fix your bot account. Okay, 300 posts, that's still a couple of, that's still a lot of posts. You can still scrape a lot of data from that. And it's they're just not keep making bot accounts. I don't know what he's trying to get from this. I don't know why he thinks this is a good way to combat these bots. I don't know. And this is just a long line of Elon Musk, ever since buying Twitter, just kind of fucking up with the platform. He should really just kind of give up. Honestly, I don't know, oh god, I should try to find it. There was a good post that I found a while back that kind of summarized exactly what's happening with this whole Elon Musk Twitter situation. I am rich man. I buy birthing. Am I cool now? No, suspended. It's pretty funny. I wouldn't say it's hilarious. It's pretty funny. But at the same time, it's the best way to describe it. It's he wants to buy, well, he did buy Twitter because he wanted people to think he was cool. Because that's all he cares about. He's a stupid little loser who gives so much of a crap about other people's opinions on him that he bought an entire platform. And it's so sad. And also kind of funny. Let's be honest. It's just, he's such a sad little man. And he only, gets worse. He only does the wrong thing every single time. And, some people will say, oh, well, he's a genius. He has all these companies. He mostly bought his way into this company. He grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. This guy isn't, I built everything with my own bare hands. He very much has gotten his riches through the hard work of others. I don't see this platform getting any better. It feels weird that this is just so this is just so fucked. I just think Twitter is a lost cause. Honestly, it feels like it only gets worse. It feels like it's so much worse than what it used to be, and it was pretty bad, don't get me wrong, but I just wish we could just kind of go back to old Twitter, which is sad to admit, which is sad to say, oh, that old Twitter was better. Well, it kind of was. This just sucks. It's not fun to be on Twitter anymore. Literally, it's gotten to the point with me, and I don't know if this is just me, but it could be other people, where it's just I'll see the same couple of tweets. I'll try to refresh my feed, and then I'll go through the list of a new plethora of tweets, only to get to the ones that I have already seen. But it's not that I'm just on Twitter a lot. It would be 15, 10 tweets, and some of them I'm just skipping past them, and then it's just the same thing. It just feels boring to be on there. It's just really boring. It's kind of sucks. And it wasn't great beforehand either, but there was still plenty of good parts about it. It felt I don't know. It wasn't great, but it felt better. And I'm just kind of bored of it. Now, a little while ago, I covered Twitter when they were doing their whole like rate limit exceptions, basically to stop bots, and I kind of like pointed out like how dumb that was. Apparently, that's over with. I don't know if it like stopped because they were like, "Oh, we fixed the problem," even though they haven't. And honestly, like there's still a terrible amount of bots on Twitter, but it was more likely because of how big the backlash was against it. It was very dumb, very stupid. But ever since that whole controversy, we have seen the release of Threads, and Threads is basically Meta's Facebook. It's whatever you fucking want to call it. I call it Facebook because Meta is stupid, but it's basically a Facebook competitor towards Twitter. Now, it has faced some controversy, kind of, in the sense of like which one's better. Is Twitter better than Threads? I've still kind of use both. I have been trying to get on Threads a little bit more because overall I think it's better than what Twitter is now. I just kind of hate being on Twitter. The only reason I am is because Threads is just not at the point where I think it is a comparable platform to really use. Like, there are some good things about Twitter that you can't really get from a lot of other platforms like Facebook and Twitter. I mean, Facebook and Instagram. But like, I just hate being on there. It's just so bad. Like, I was trying to like find stuff on Threads, on Twitter, about Threads and people talking about it, and just to get to like anything like comparable, even though I wasn't able to find anything, I had to like block. It has come to the point where I've had to block like several like different bot accounts just to get information that I want out of like a certain topic that I'm looking for on Twitter, and it's just so annoying. And it's always like some Bitcoin thing, some fucking like, just like cryptocurrency shit. Ever since like in the past few weeks, I've been added to a bunch of lists about like Bitcoin and shit like that, and it's just really annoying. And same with the discourse. I feel like Twitter discourse has always sucked, honestly, but I feel like it has only gotten worse the last few months. And even though the whole rate limit exception thing is, it's far gone, it's not a thing anymore, it's still a good example of how bad Twitter keeps getting. Because, like, it honestly isn't that surprising, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm pretty sure this is something that people joked about when the whole Twitter Blue situation, like, first came out. It was like, oh, they're gonna limit our rates now in hopes that we'll buy Twitter Blue. I mean, how I wouldn't be surprised if the whole rate limit thing wasn't just a huge thing of just trying to get people to buy Twitter Blue and had nothing to do with bots. I would honestly be surprised. But like, this is just such a bad situation. Twitter is just going downhill, and look, Threads isn't any better. Threads is very much like it's very much like Facebook and Instagram, where you're gonna see a lot of more corporate shit on there. Like, again, there was a tweet that I found earlier. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's hard to overstate how bad the Threads timeline is. Today I saw a post by Netflix, McDonald's, Disney, Marvel, Star Wars before I saw one account I actually follow. And that's a good point of criticism. There's also, some good points right here. No way to control your feed, no chronicle feed, no direct messages, keyword search, web interface, monetization, following tab, bookmarks, hashtags, deleting list. Like, yeah, there's some good points in there. When it comes to the downside of the Threads, makes me anxious, so I don't think I'll use Threads. That's a fair point, honestly. It's a fair point to not want to use it. I'm not saying like it's something that you should be using. It's just that I just don't really like what Twitter has come to. And if there's an alternative to that I can use instead, I would much rather see that like grow and succeed. Also, I do think competition in the space is good. Like, I don't think Twitter should go away. I just hope that with competition like Threads and like Blue Sky, even though it's not even up there with Threads and Twitter right now, I still think competition is a good thing. But something that has come out about this is that Elon Musk had said that he's planning on suing Threads. I don't know why. I don't know how he thinks that's gonna work for him. Because what are you gonna sue him for? Like, I'm pretty sure there have been people who worked with Twitter who were fired, who moved over to like Meta and stuff like that, and have been working with Threads. But like, it's not even the same thing. There's no way you can sue for that, especially with Twitter, because Twitter isn't unique. Like, it's unique now because like everything that inspired Twitter to be made is kind of gone. Like, the way that I would put Twitter is that the best way to explain it is that it's just forum posts from like back in the day, just kind of centralized and more widespread. So you can really just talk about anything you want and still find people who like talk about the same thing with you. It's just not in this like very niche place. It like centralizes forums. And it's not very special in that regard. It's just taking something that was very well used with forums and just putting them all in the same base. And like, you can't really sue for that. Like, he's gonna lose. Like, if he actually goes to court with this, it's not gonna end well with him because anyone will look at that and be like, it's not the same thing. Like, the interface isn't the same. The best way I could just explain it is that imagine Instagram but with only captions. That's what Thread is. It's not Twitter copy pasted. It's just Instagram with no captions, with only captions, and sometimes pictures, and that's it. Like, I don't know what he's gonna get out of this.